I wouldn't say there are studies. There are studies that have been conducted in central bank, and I'm sure that when those results have been reviewed, because now those studies have been done to actually establish what is the inflationary trend that will not hurt growth. You know, so I mean the inflationary range that will not hurt growth. So we've come back with we have some numbers which we are working on, and maybe when the MPC and then the board reviews that, we come out with another number.
I have an idea where you're going. Yeah. You're thinking of what to do with interest rate, because you know that even though the exchange rate is stable, but you know that the authorities and Nigerians won't be so patient with you, the central bank, for forever if you don't do something with interest rate. That's where you're going.
Oh, well, the issue is central bank has responsibility to ensure price stability. And the price stability, which is within our mandate, will be done on the best interest of the economy. So it is not because we have, and mind you, you don't take a decision on interest rate today and suddenly you change it tomorrow because now it is forward guidance. We look at data and we look at the prognosis. Where are we going to be in 2-3 months from now? Is this trend going to continue? Is it going to reverse? And on the basis of that and the data available to you, you could take a decision on interest rate. And of course,
how many quarters of positive GDP would move the central bank? You're not a member of the MPC, but I know you work within the central bank at the highest office there. I don't know the floor where your office is, but I'm sure. I've seen you at one of the top floors. How many GDP positive readings will move the central bank, MPC, to have some discussions and say, hold on, folks, we think we need to shave interest rate and perhaps adjust our guidance in terms of the plus or minus on inflation?
Yeah, just like you said, I'm not a member of MPC. You see, when we have data, you are going to see data, you are going to see projection. Dr. Kale, yesterday, when he was presenting that, he told you that even 0.01% growth takes us out of recession. But the issue is, what do we do? What happens after recession? It is the sustenance of that growth that we want to see. And central bank is all pro-growth. We will always do anything to support growth. You can get to the next MPC, maybe based on the data available and the projection. It could show that this trend could continue. So why don't you now say, okay, we are ready to go. And anything that we support that, we do. So it is not a question of how many quarters. It doesn't have to do with quarters. It's just the fundamentals that are available on the basis of which decisions will be taken. That we actually made the MPC members take their decisions.
You've seen a number of companies and sectors that impacted positively in the interventions by the central bank, direct employment, indirect employment, and all of that. So put together, what's your outlook, therefore, on where the country is going? Some folks says the fiscal authorities should help you, the central bank, stimulate the economy more. What would you want to see? Because each time there's a communique of the MPC, those 11 members, even though a few of them are absent a couple of times, at least the last time were 8 folks, and the meeting before that, we're always saying we need more from the fiscal authority. The recession we're exiting, but the growth we will have is still very soft. And we should avoid double dip into recession.
Yeah, thank you, Basin. I think both the monetary authority and the fiscal authority are working together. And there is no doubt that there's been coordination. And to a very large extent, we are playing our own part. The fiscal is playing its own part, complementing each other. And to a very large extent, we had a very good budget. And we also believe that when if this budget is executed, complemented with monetary policy, we actually expect to see sustained growth in the economy. Because what the budget was aimed at, generating growth, generating jobs, and I think we're heading in that direction, which I pray and hope that, yes, this growth we have seen should be sustained over a longer period of time, and then, of course, we don't fall back into recession anymore. You
have a early heads up as far as the numbers are concerned. So we're now in the 3rd month of the 3rd quarter. So I'm going to drag you a little bit as to what are the numbers saying from July and August. We're now into September.
When we talk about
preliminary
figures, you know, even though I say I don't have the power to give you data, the sole responsibility of releasing economic data lies with NBS. And I could have that as a privileged information, and I don't think it would be right to give that out on air.
I understand privilege, information in the financial market. I understand. You don't want anyone to do insider trading on this privileged information that you have as a government official. That is understandable. But again, on the last note, are there other sectors that the central bank has been sitting down and been thinking and said, look, we've done a bit in agri, we've done aviation, we've done textiles, we've done this. So I think we should move into this sector with some interventions. Are there sector or sectors on the central bank drawing board?
When we talk of sectors, I think the central bank is actually thinking of a gradual withdrawal, while those who have sole responsibilities for that should be doing. We are not thinking of going into more intervention in terms of intervention physically, because you know the impact of that on our balance sheet. So for now, I'm not aware that we are thinking of intervening in any other sector. It could be in the work, but not to my knowledge. So when it is made open, then we can actually run with it, but I don't have an idea of any for now.
Thank you very much. We enjoyed this conversation with you, and hope to see
pleasure.
you. It's not always often to grab you down here in 24 hours and make you appear on the show. Thanks for some of the sleepless nights you and your folks spent in putting this graphical information together for us. Emmanuel Okeje, a special assistant to the governor of the Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele, on this very exclusive interview. Of course, Nigeria's budget is still on the road, and we'll talk about the state of foreign portfolio investors in private equities. One of them is talking to us, Delphine Hamedo, who is the COO of Alliance, is talking to us from South Africa on why they are interested in Nigeria's financial services and where they're seeing the beacon of hope on Broad Street.